Hello everyone, I hope you've had a great weekend. Just another quick walkthrough video to kind of show you what we're doing this week and just reminding of how we are logging on. So the district would like us to log in through Clever. So here is Clever. And again, if you have a school Chromebook, it should have it for you. You or the students are going to use this one with a C, which is like the K through 5 backup login. And how they log in, and it explains it here, is just their student ID number, So, and then I'm going to do it again. Okay. So that takes you to Clever. And what I'm always suggesting that the kids do is go here to this little cute owl, and that's Mrs. Wilson's page. So if they could go to this cute little owl, it brings up some information here for the kids. Again, just kind of like what the EPIC class code is, how to get onto Capstone. They have a new one called Tumble Book Library, so there's a username, password, and then MobyMax I've added for the students to use, and I'm going to go over that with them this week. I made the login the same as how they log in to take an AR test. So if you go to Mrs. Wilson's page, there is the big button for Canvas, and that is the button that you are going to use to log into our Google Classroom. The district would like for us to go through Canvas to get to Google Classroom. But also, the kids have all these resources. Here's Smarty Ants that I ask them to do all the time. ReadWorks, I do assign some articles there. That's where they take the AR test, Renaissance Learning, MobyMax, and then EPIC, Storyline Online, Capstone, PBS Books. Those are all books, Tumble Books Library, and ABC Yeah. We've done some really fun games on ABC Yeah. And then down here, of course, is typing.com and books. So here's math resources for you, iReady Math. Extra math they can do, it's kind of got some fluency. Starfall is fun. Prodigy, if they did Prodigy last year, Math Game Time, and then Math Playground Games. And here's Brain Pop Junior, and I have actually assigned a Brain Pop Junior video this week. So, but you guys are going to want to click into Canvas like this. And then it brings up your dashboard. So you guys should only have one button on your dashboard. And I know it says speaking and listening. We had to assign it to one content area, but just click that and it brings you up to our room, Mrs. Wilson's class, the 2020-21 school year. I just put some stuff, and then here is the big link to our Google Classroom. So if you click that, it takes us right to our Google Classroom, just like that. Parents, I do want to point out any of the books that I've been reading out loud. I just read this one out on Friday, Thanks for Giving. I post a YouTube video with a read aloud so that the kids can go back, listen to the book a second time, maybe listen to it a third time, and then take the AR test. So here's a read aloud. Here is a link to the AR website, and here's the AR quiz number right here. So there's no reason why they should not be taking AR tests. But anyway, in the stream, I've put any of the books that I've read out loud are in the stream here for them to actually be able to take their AR tests. And a lot of the kids are doing a great job on AR tests. But I want to go to classwork right here. So, and I'm actually going to log out of this here. This is logged in as me. So I'm going to zip out of this, and I'm going to log out here. I'm going to show you this as my daughter so you can actually see what it looks like. So I'm logged in as my daughter now so that we can see what it looks like for a student view versus a teacher view. So classwork up here, click on classwork, and the first thing that pops up is our week of 11/9 through 11/13. And the assignments are in orange. I think you can see that. Assignments, the dots turn up in orange. The gray is in like kind of topic. So this is our reading live Google Meets, and it is in the order of how our day goes. Here's our reading small groups. Here's their independent work. Here's our writing meet, writing independent work. Our friendship groups, which they run Monday through Thursday. And I do have the list of who goes when right there. Math, there's our math meet. The small groups, independent work, you hit view more. And then here is our science, when we meet for science or social studies at 1:50. Here's our science work, and then specials and the link to our specials in the afternoon. So this week, though, if you look at the reading independent work, during their independent time, if they do not have small group that day, I do tell them to log into Clever to work on Smarty Ants for 10 minutes, then to take like a 10-minute brain break, and then work on one of these. I have an article called Flower, well, it's not an article, it's a comprehension passage, Flowers for Mom, Fall Sentences 3, a worksheet on synonyms. I called it Synonyms 2 because we did them last week. And then I do have a ReadWorks article about Veterans Day assigned. So again, I'm signed in as my daughter. So here's the link to Clever. I've got the games here, Sight Word Bingo game, the synonym game. Here, I just use the same library, but they always have that option to read a book or listen to another book. But here are the assignments right here. So if you go to view assignment like this, this is where your work is. That is where you turn it in when you are all done. And it shows that all of these are assigned to you. So right here, it shows that it is assigned. But that is where you submit. So I'm just going to zip back though. So this first one, I'll just give you a quick look at what it looks like. It's a comprehension passage called Flowers for Mom. And again, all of these we do together as a class. So it's kind of like a we do, go over it so that the kids understand what they're doing, what I expect, and then it's you do. So I expect them to go back and then complete it independently and turn it in. So this is just a passage that we're going to read, and there are 3 questions. Where did Beth go? Who did Beth buy a gift for? And how many white flowers did Beth buy? And all of the answers, of course, are going to be in the passage. So we're going to look at that. We are going to look at some more synonyms this week. And oops, I clicked the wrong one. Oh my goodness. Synonyms. Sorry. And this is just working on it. Again, synonyms are words that mean the same thing or almost the same thing. So then, and again, you click and drag the blue box to the correct answer. So whatever you think the synonym for large is, you're going to click the box over, and then I'm just going to put it back. But so you're going to, again, we're going to go over this as a class, and then they can go back and do it independently. We have more sentences to correct. So we're kind of working as editors, and you go and we're going to look and see what's missing in these sentences. And the kids actually can put their name right here. I'm putting Chelsea because this is actually her worksheets. But so we'll go over this again as a class, see what needs to be fixed in the sentences together, and then I do expect them to go back and complete that on their own. So that's what we're doing for reading. The ReadWorks article, where did the ReadWorks article go? I will make sure that it's up. Oh, it's not. It gets assigned tomorrow. So the ReadWorks article will appear right here underneath the reading independent work when it's assigned. For writing, we are doing another writing prompt. This time it's going to be on apple picking, or apple writing, I guess. And then so we have some words in our word bank to use: apple, tree, pick, eat, and orchard. And we're going to work on coming up with 3 solid sentences. So we're kind of starting to write kind of simple paragraphs. So that's going to be our writing prompt. And then Friday, we're going to do another silly story, which I had so much fun with it. It was so fun. And it's kind of like Mad Libs if you've ever done that, but a describing word, an animal, country, and we'll go through and fill this out, and then we can read the silly story when it's all completed. So that's our writing this week. Math. Again, if they do not have a math group, I ask them to work on iReady or Extra Math for 10 minutes, take a brain break, and then work on one of our worksheets. And if they're done with that, then they can either play the math flashcards, which is right here, or some of these different games. And there are a lot of different games there available for the kids to play. I've also added a count by twos. I've got 2 count by twos videos because we are going to kind of think about counting by 2 this week. The kids have gotten super good at counting, skip counting by 5 and skip counting by 10. So I thought I'd add in skip counting by 2, or start to add it and see how we do. So this first slide that they're going to work on is going to be skip counting by 2. So 2, 4, 6. We're just going to keep going, and you're going to type the numbers in here. For instance, it's going to be 8. Then it's going to be 10. So we are going to go over this as a class, and then I'll expect them to be able to do it on their own. So we have that worksheet. We're going to work on this some more. We started working on something similar last week where we're thinking about where numbers are in a number chart. I've actually included another hundreds chart here. The kids have a hundreds chart on their name tag that I gave them. So they can look at that as well, but they do have this resource here. And you're just going to go in here and fill in the numbers. So I've actually gone in and added additional numbers in some of these. This one they started for you. So if we're thinking about a number line, it counts by tens going up and down, and then by ones going from left to right. So this number here, for instance, would be 30. This number here, 28 minus 1, would be 27. 27 minus 1 would be 26. So we will go through this as a class as well, and then I will have them work on it independently. We are going to just work on just some practice, additional practice with adding and subtracting 2-digit and 2-digit numbers without regrouping. And we have been working on this for several weeks, and the kids are getting really good about it. If they just have to remember to keep their digits in their ones place lined up with the ones place, digits in the tens place lined up with digits in the tens place, and then you just do like that column. For instance, this one, 6 minus 0 is 6, 1 minus 1 is 0, so the answer is going to just be 6. This one, 2 plus 0 is 2, 6 plus 4 is 10, so it would be 110, 102. The 10 and then the 2 is what they should write. So I think they should have this. Again, we will go over this as a class as well, just practice some of it. This last one is going over some more word problems, because word problems are always very, very tricky. What I've done again is I've kind of put the numbers. Our strategy is you make sure that you know what numbers you're working with, and I have those in red. And then the question and looking for keywords to know if we have to add or subtract, I put in a black box. So we will go over this as a class. And then they've got 3 choices, and then you just are going to click and drag the box over to whatever you think the correct answer is. But again, we will go over this as a class. All right, that's math. Science. So I assigned a BrainPop Junior movie and easy quiz on making observations. Hopefully we can actually play that whole video together as a class and talk about it, and then they can go on to BrainPop Junior through Clever and actually listen to it again and do the quiz on their own. So what we're talking about, though, this week in science is making observations. We talked about scientific method last week, and we kind of did a little bit of an experiment and then thought about how we make observations. It's things that you can see, maybe something that you smell, or things that you feel, hear. Those are observations. And so this week we're going to do a mystery science. We have a video to watch and activity to do with mystery science. And then on Friday, we are going to do a little bit of a scavenger hunt, looking for things with observable qualities, like maybe something soft, maybe something hard. And then we have a sheet here that we're going to complete on the observations for whatever item it is that we picked. The color, the pattern or design, the size, the shape, the texture. This is to sketch it, which we're not really going to be able to do on a computer, but maybe we could find kind of a picture of it that we can insert in there. So that is our science. So that's what we have going on this week, and I want to remind you that Wednesday there is no school in observance of Veterans Day on the 11th. So no school Wednesday, but we will have school Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. And I'm sure looking forward to having a great week with the kids. I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Bye for now.